Okay, cool. And that right there is great. All right. Okay, well, we know what we signed up for. Now we just have to execute. So here goes. In 3, 2, 1.
Please, Mother.
No, I will not hide in the fruit cellar.
I used to wonder what it'd be like to have someone miss you while you went poo.
The Morning Stream. Why, oh why did I take the blue pill?
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to TMS for Wednesday, June 30th, 2021. I'm Scott Johnson with Brian Ibbett. Hello, Brian.
Hello, Scott. Oh, I missed you all yesterday.
Yeah, did you notice there was no show yesterday, Brian? Did you notice that we didn't have one?
Yeah, I noticed because of the parade of people going pod fading.
Yeah, that was fun. They're still doing it this morning, I noticed in the chat room. Everyone loves talking about pod fading. There was no pod fade. It was just
no pod.
I had some stuff come up. I have a contract thing for some art that I have to finish before I leave tomorrow, and as a result, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this if I don't take the time. So here's the bummer of it. Got up early, got cranking on it, already working on it, like getting ahead of myself. Like, all right, I got a little time, a breather here with the show not being on, and then I got, all right, it's break time. I'm gonna take the dog for a good hard walk around the lake and kind of get sweaty and a little exercise in, and then I'm going to come home, I'm going to shower, and then I'm going to get right back to it. And I did all those things, but then when I got home, I reached down to pick up a box of stuff, had some books in there, and I heard my back go like a little sound like that. And I went, no, not that one. That happens about every other year. No, please, not that. I says to myself.
I says.
Yeah.
I said self.
Yeah, and then so that was the sign that it was going to get weird, and it did. So this is my like bi-yearly throws my lower back out of complete whack moment. Usually it's something like snow shoveling or mowing the lawn or something. Anyway, my parents did this all the time. Now it's my turn. This has been a thing for me. A lot of people are like, "Oh, we're not getting any younger, are we?" This has been happening to me since I was like 19. Every other year or so, my back hurts. It just happens.
So what does this mean for the family reunion? Is it I can't pick up small children to
Basically, yeah, you're gonna
hug them?
You're gonna have to hand me those children, and I'll have to be sitting somewhere, like some sort of.
You're gonna be like a presidential candidate at a rally. Pick up that baby and hold it up to me so I can kiss it.
Yeah, I have to be like Lord of the Manor, and then you pass him over to me. I don't know. I don't know how any of that's gonna go. It'll be fine, but I'm gonna look like a little old hermit, just scooching around. I can't do any of the There was talk of hikes and other stuff. That ain't happening now. There's no way.
Oh, that's too bad.
There's no way I'm gonna hike. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, definitely not. You don't want to aggravate it further, but that sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. So I got the Aleve. That's the only thing that ever really does anything to it for me.
Yeah.
So I took some Aleve, and we'll see if it leaves things. I've been putting ice on it, and alternating a little bit of heat, not too much because heat can make it worse. So you want to just do a little heat and then a bunch of ice and.
Yep, alternate back and forth. I did a little bit of that after the ride because the tops of my legs, my quads, man, were sore.
Oh, sore quads.
Yeah,
it's very manly to have your sore quads.
Very manly to have sore quads.
Yeah. So did you? But I guess you used ice. You just said that you put ice on those.
Used ice. I alternated ice and heat and took some Advil. And today I'm fine. And yesterday I went to the doctor. To the doctor. Guess what he told me? I had my annual physical, which is certainly not annual. I don't know why I put the word annual because I don't do it annually yet. But this was
maybe
the whole.
Maybe you misspelled anal instead of annual.
Yeah, well, I did because Dr. Jellyfingers did have to go and check my oil.
Oh, good.
Yeah, this is a new doctor, a different doctor than the first one I had my physical with, because he retired. This is the new doctor, the young Doc Hollywood that took the place of the old David Ogden Steers.
Yeah,
basically
the young upstart. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. And he does things a little bit differently. Like old doctor, basically, I just stayed dressed, sat on the side of the table on the paper.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he needed to cup the jewels, he'd say, all right, pull your pants down, cup the jewels, and turn around, put your elbows on the blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But this doctor said, all right, strip down to your underwear, and I'll be back in the room in a few minutes.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, so you do that. You do it that way. Okay.
Did he put you in a gown or anything, or just sitting there in your skivs?
Nope,
oh, wow.
Sitting there in my jockey boxer briefs.
Wow.
With little Avengers logos on them.
How long were you made to wait for this? Did you just have to sit there very long, or?
Oh, probably about 10 minutes. Probably about 10 minutes.
That's a long time to sit there in your.
It is, yes.
All right, but you know, a thorough going over.
That's right.
Yeah.
They took a bunch of not cut the jewels, cup the jewels. He cupped the jewels.
Oh yeah, ain't nobody cutting no jewels. Are you kidding me?
Don't you cut my jewels? Got a couple pints of blood yanked out of me. They're gonna check it for see what percentage of that is gravy, and then get back to me.
Yeah. Well, very nice. Look at you doing your regular checkups. That's good.
Yes.
Preventative is everything, you know.
Yeah.
That's how you.
He gave me the usual. Cut down on carbs and sugar, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Which, Scott, was very difficult on Sunday. Tina took me out for a mystery date.
Oh, yeah.
And we went to a place in town here that I recommend to anyone coming to Colorado for a visit. Come to Denver, whatever. It's 10 minutes from downtown. It's a really easy drive. It's called the Inventing Room. And to say that this guy, the couple that own it, are inspired by Willy Wonka is an understatement. The whole place is that kind of purple and gold that they used in the Gene Wilder movie, and there's actually a picture of Gene Wilder up on the wall, like a really cool drawing of it. He's got a thing he built himself that drops a marble that goes down a whole long chain of things to get to a deal. But the whole thing is what do they call that? Chemistry gastronomy or
right.
Molecular gastronomy.
Heard of this before. Yeah. Heard of this term.
And it's a way of playing with your food.
Yeah.
Using things like freeze drying and glow in the dark and liquid nitrogen and stuff like that. And so we had some, basically it was 6 couples approximately. There were a couple thruples in there as well.
Thruples.
But thruple, well, groups of 3. I don't know if they were doing it as soon as they left the place.
Were these are these people you knew, or these are just strangers?
No, these are just strangers.
All right.
So, and the whole thing, you're wearing a mask, except for the times you're eating, you're wearing a mask in this place still. These guys are very, very conscientious about that. But you were basically standing along this guy's preparation counter, and he says, all right, I'm going to hand you guys, we all have these little plastic cups, and he says, all right, I'm going to hand you guys some Cheetos, put these in your plastic cups and eat them. And he holds it out to us on like a pizza. What are those pizza peels? Like a long stick with a flat thing on the end of it.
And these are just regular Cheetos, like just
these
Cheetos?
Are not regular Cheetos.
Oh.
These are Cheetos that have been soaking or been dipped in liquid nitrogen. And so as soon as you eat it, you've got like steam coming out of your, like vapor, not really steam, but vapor coming out of your mouth. And,
wow, that's cool.
I sent you a little video of Tina.
Do you eat them and they shatter? Is that how that works?
No, they actually still crunch like Cheetos, and they're not soggy. They are just ice cold, but still crispy, still crunchy, and you're.
Oh, weird.
It's really cool. Yeah, it doesn't burn your tongue. Isn't so cold you can't take it. As a matter of fact, if you close your mouth and chomp on it, the gases created by this vapor expand in your mouth, and you feel like you're like you've got more air in your mouth than before. It's really cool.
Were there any, like, at any point during this, were you like concerned that it was too weird, or it was too, I don't know, like putting a freeze dried?
Is this a chemical that we should be eating?
Yeah, kind of like that, I guess.
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
All right.
Yeah.
They put you at ease. It sounds like they chill you out there. That's good.
The other thing they do is they do freeze dried candy, and I'm going to hold up something to the camera, and I know our listeners at home won't be able to see this, but
ooh, let's have a look.
And I'm going to hold up. This is a piece of candy.
What is?
Would you like to take a guess as to what very common candy item this was before it was freeze dried?
Nut or butter? No.
It's a good guess.
Butterfinger.
It is not. This is a milk dud that has been freeze dried.
That does not look like a milk dud.
No, it looks like a chunk of moon rock or something.
Yeah.
It's
all blown out.
That's still it's crispy. That's not chewy at all. It tastes just like a milk dud. It's amazing.
That sounds all right.
See if I can get one of these guys out.
Did they do any like candy bars or anything? Like full blown here's a Snickers all frozen up into a freezing log. No?
Sadly, no. How about this guy? Any guesses on this giant red orb that's in my hand? What this was?
Was that? Well, now I'm going to assume they blow up big, so that might have been a Skittle.
See, very good. Now you're thinking, no, this is not a Skittle. This is a Jolly Rancher.
Jolly Rancher. Gosh dang it. But they definitely are popping out big, right? Like they're coming out larger than they were.
And I won't get them out, but in the bottom of this jar, those are Skittles right there, the yellow and orange and purple that you're seeing there.
Oh my Lord.
They look like partially popped popcorn kernels.
Oh yeah, look at that, the way they got the splits in them and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of this.
But this stuff is great. It's this is the only way I want to eat a milk dud, honestly.
Well, think about it for a second. Milk duds are notoriously hideous for your dental work if you have any. They'll pull your shit out and everything. They get stuck between your teeth. They're kind of awful in that way, but they taste great and they're super addicting. Give them to me in a big blown out freaking little nuke ball and I'm in.
Yeah. These are crunchy like what's a good comparison? Like a cheese pop or a cheese puff.
Oh, yeah. Well,
the same consistency, but they have that chocolate caramel flavor to them.
Interesting. So was there this place is just this kind of stuff though, confectionery type stuff, like snacks, that sort of thing, or is it like a meal? Or?
Yeah, he does. He makes his own. He did some also in the liquid nitrogen. He squirted some whipped cream out of a cake spreader kind of thing.
Right.
And but he makes these special flavors. The one we had was like pineapple, strawberry, I think, and they were like little meringue stars. They were really good.
That's what this all reminds me. It's like they're meringuing everything, is what this sounds like.
Kind of. Certainly with the liquid nitrogen, it kind of meringues everything. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
The he gave us some watermelon that has been vacuum frozen with root beer.
What?
And that stuff is awesome too. It still tastes just like it still has the consistency of watermelon, but it's got this root beer kind of flavor to it. Really, he plays around with different fruits, different liquids to marinate them in, that sort of thing. It's really, really cool. They actually do a dinner thing there too. You can go pay $100 per couple or $100 per person and have like an 8-course meal of like, savory foods like steak and this sort of thing that's all done with weird molecular gastronomy kind of stuff. It's totally worth it. It's so cool. And the guy who runs this, you can tell he just loves it. He loves the science of it. It's just him and his wife running this place, and they just seem like the coolest couple.
So I assume you do reservations, right? It's not like people just
do, yeah. Yep. Somebody found it a second ago. I think it's TLR Denver. TIR Denver.
TIRdenver.com.
TIRdenver.com. Yeah, Jeannie found the link.
Okay. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. So I had another question about it. What was it? Oh.
Yeah.
Did you sneak in? Did you go, just if there was a moment of quiet, did you say, so how do you feel about that Johnny Depp version of that movie? Just to see what he says.
It's funny you say that. He actually brought it up.
Oh.
He said, when we were all lined up, when we were tasting stuff, he says, by the way, show of hands, can we all agree that the new version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory didn't need to be made?
Oh, look at that. Shots fired.
He's not a fan.
Okay.
Not a fan.
That's what I would have expected him to say. It sounds like he's super hardcore into the original vision. Which is totally fine. Not even the novel so much as he is into the
right.
Okay, at any point did he look at you and go, You lose! Did you ever say that?
Good day, sir.
That never happened. Okay.
Never happened, fortunately. But I also wasn't competing with everybody to not eat the things he was putting in front of me.
Oh, I see. Did at any point the lights start flashing and he started going, he's like going down
We
a tunnel?
don't know where we're rowing, and the thing has no idea where we're going. But the rowers keep on rowing, and they're certainly not showing any signs that they are slowing.
See, you know the real words. I just
I
make
know
noises.
the real words, some of them anyway.
The point is,
Yeah.
we've talked about it before, but I'm still, my childhood was traumatized by that scene, and it continues to be.
Yeah.
So,
There's a rooster getting its head cut off or something in that scene. Like as
Yeah.
they're going through the tunnel, there's like a quick shot of a rooster getting its head cut off, I think.
almost like subliminal, like insert 2 frames of something horrific kind of stuff
Right,
going on.
right.
Yeah. There's
I mean,
blood.
the whole thing, the character of Willy Wonka, he's not like this. He's not supposed to be this like warm and wonderful human being. I think, and Jeannie points out, and it's completely accurate. The book, the Burton version of the movie is way closer to the book
Yeah.
than the Gene Wilder version.
Which people did not want, you know?
right?
It's like like
Right.
watching Disney's Hunchback of Notre Dame, which I really like, but then watching something that's based on the real Hunchback stories, and you're like, ugh, holy crap,
Yeah,
go back
yeah.
to the nice one. I like the nice one better. It's a little like that.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't Jeannie could confirm this. Don't the kids die? Like, Augustus Gloop and Veruca Salt, don't they die in the book?
I think
They don't come back at the end walking out like all stretched out and silly.
I'm pretty sure they die, don't they?
They don't? Okay.
Oh,
All
they
right. Well, I
don't,
wasn't
she
sure.
says. Okay.
Jeannie, a resounding all caps. No.
I thought the little German kid that got sucked into the tube died. No, I guess not.
I thought all the bad kids died.
Okay.
You just don't see them at the end. Like,
I mean, a
All
couple
right,
of them should have.
yeah,
I'm just saying.
that frickin' Veruca Salt in her. I want it now.
Right,
Come on.
right.
Little brat.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing that ever came out of her was that band named themselves after her, but that's it.
That's right. Exactly.
Well, that's cool, dude. If I'm ever at an opportunity to go there, I would totally do that. That feels like
Yeah.
a Vegas thing, like something they should do in Vegas.
Totally. And it's funny because he was talking about they're opening, like, this is their original, this is their only one currently, but they're opening another one in Saudi Arabia of all
Whoa.
places.
Whoa.
And it's like, God, you'd think that they would have gone somewhere else in the US. Vegas would be a perfect place. Like, stick this in that stretch, that mall that you have to go through to get from Planet Hollywood to Hawaiian Village or whatever it is. Used to be the Harley Davidson shop. You have to go across the bridge,
yeah.
but then you have to go through part of Planet Hollywood's mall.
Right. Something like that, yeah. I'm a little surprised Saudi Arabia. I don't know why that shocks me. It just seems
Yeah,
like...
shocks me too.
Well, I guess I have stereotypes of what that's like over there, and it feels like maybe more repressed than would allow this kind of silliness, but maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking like Dubai'd be the place to go. Dubai's they don't care.
Dubai would be illogical, right? Because that's kind of like the Vegas of the Middle East.
Yeah, they love that stuff over there.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go there before I die.
I do too. I see that because whenever we pause the Apple TV, you get all those cool screensavers, those slow motion hover shots. I don't know if you've got yours set for that, but
We do, yeah. In fact, I think every time a big city comes on, I always say, "Ooh, I hope this is the one of Dubai."
I
It's
know
not.
exactly because the
Yeah.
Dubai stuff, especially in slow motion with like the flickering lights, and they've got their own like Bellagio fountains in front of the big hotel in the middle there. It's
That's
so
cool.
It's,
It's very cool. Well, I'm sold. You've sold me. Tell those people that
come to Colorado. Come to Colorado, Scott. Come to the inventing room.
are they? Wait, do they have accents? Is that them? Is that what
No,
sound
they
like?
don't. No. No, I think I was channeling the Jerky Boys. Come to Florida, Saul. Come to Florida.
Your experience with the Jerky Boys is vastly greater
It's-
than mine.
It was on repeat for such a long time that I can't get that garbage out of my head.
Yeah. Well, there's a time where that was like
Yeah.
it. They were the bomb.
Right.
They were all anyone
Yeah.
cared about. But
I don't know if we'd have a Crank Yankers or a Punked or a, if it weren't for Jerky Boys.
I think
We probably would.
probably would. I think Crank Yankers is back, right? They're doing new.
Are they?
New
Is it
content. Yeah,
Jim Florentino?
I think so. Actually, I'm not totally sure about that. Pretty sure that's back though. Like I saw some ad or something on Hulu where they were like,
everything old is coming back. Aren't we getting a new Daria, and we're getting new Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah.
We're getting new, we're getting all that stuff.
getting a few things I want. All right. Hey, well, that's all good news. Let's play a game today. I think we ought to give some prizes away if we can do it.
I like that idea. I've got prizes to give away.
The number you're going to want to have handy, folks, is 801-471-0462. That's the hotline to call to participate in today's Tadpoley Feud. And Brian Dunaway incoming to participate said feud with us. Oh, I got to get into the...
That was that, I just crunched on that milk dud.
You know
I didn't masticate as loud on air as...
No, Brian's a quiet masticator.
I'm a quiet masticator.
I'm getting a weird... the Tadpoley Feud thing's all busted for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like... oh, now maybe it's working.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, it's working now. I don't know what happened.
All right, there's a buzzer. It's working.
Hey, we're going to push this button. Welcome to the program, one Brian Dunaway. Hello, Brian.
Oh, hi, one Scott and Brian. How are you guys?
Good, man. Good. We haven't seen you since Monday, and boy, howdy, does it feel like a long time.
Oh,
we missed
my
you guys.
God.
Yeah.
I feel like I talk to you guys every day.
I feel like it's close.
Cripes.
It would be
I love
it'd be a blessing if you talked to us
It
every day.
would
Wouldn't it?
be a
Come on now.
blessing.
I don't talk to
You
anyone
know,
as
we've-
much on the air as I do Ibit by far. Like we
right.
have this every day, and then there's Film Sack, and there's extra stuff, and there's all this stuff all week long.
Right.
But
Well, Ib is still trying to catch up with our 15 years of talking at least twice every week. So
Yeah, it's
I think second place would
Not
be
easy.
the core guys because of the D&D thing plus core.
oh
And then
sure.
Dunaway
You think they
right
still
behind
have-
that.
You think they've still they've caught up to Dunaway all the ELR time?
Oh,
and
probably not. Probably
I
not.
think Dunaway's if Dunaway's not first because of all the ELR. And
Well,
the
if you
boop.
count ELR and Final Score and
Film
Boop
Sack.
Show, Film Sack, that's
Yeah.
you're right. I think you're still we're talking overall second place audio time on the air. Probably Brian Dunaway. Think of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Think of that. You got
But
lapped by
Ibit
Ibit.
is like working double, triple, quadruple time by doing it every day. So
Yeah,
good job
yeah,
on
yeah.
him.
I know
Yeah.
that's
some of
the
this
thing.
is soundboard. Right now, what you're hearing is actually not me. This is a recording. It's actually I press O on my keyboard.
I threaten
It does
people
all
at
this.
work I threaten people at work all the time. I will replace you with a script.
Yeah, I've gotten really good at it. I can just hit these buttons, and it's like Ibit's hair. It's really weird. Well, anyway, it's good to have you here. We're gonna play this game. Oh, I got to take this phone call here from this listener. Let's find out who this is.
Find
Thanks
out
for
who's
calling. Who's this?
Hi, this is Matthew from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Oh, Baton Rouge. That's Red Stick, right? Is that what that
It
means?
is.
That's right.
All right, cool. You know where I first heard that, and I can never not say it, is a very old 80s episode of Late Night with David Letterman. Somebody said they were originally from Baton Rouge, and Dave goes, oh, that's Red Stick. And I've never been able to not do it. Anyway, it's good to have you here. Let's play this game. Brian, will you explain to him how this works and what he can win?
I will. It's time to play the Tadpoley Feud. I've surveyed the Tadpool on some nerdy topics. Scott and Brian will have to predict the answers that they gave us, and it's their job to see how many of those answers they can guess. Matthew, your job is more important than ever because you're going to be working with either Scott or Brian. And if your team wins, you get a prize package that includes Verlet Swing, which is like it feels like first-person Spider-Man, like you're shooting a web and swinging on it and trying to get to
I know this
trying
game
to get
now.
to a goal point.
Yeah, it was bugging me until you said it now because I couldn't think of it now. I have played this game. It's very cool.
It's cool. I looked at it on. I watched some playthrough videos today. I'm like, this looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then I just love the name of this one: When Ski Lifts Go Wrong,
Oh,
which feels like a physics
Yeah.
physics game.
definitely got to be a physics game.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption on that.
When ski lifts go wrong, you're going to wish you had the Verlet swing.
Yep.
Anyway, let's. So those will be your prizes if your team wins. But we need a topic. We need our feud board. So hands on your buzzers.
All right.
Oh, nice and warm this
Yeah.
buzzer is
Yes.
today. Go ahead.
All right. We surveyed the Tadpool. 327 of them responded with their answer to this. What one pizza topping would make you turn down a free slice?
Oh, dang it. Just missed it.
Scott.
Crap.
Pineapple. People have to agree with me
Pineapple.
on this. Got to be something.
Show me Barabo.
Number 2
answer on the board. What
Really?
answer will beat it, Brian?
There's only one thing hated more than the pineapple on the pizza, and that's got to be anchovies, those salty little fishies. Get them off of there.
Yeah, get
Show
off there.
me anchovies. Number 1 answer on the board
Yes.
by a massive margin. Yeah.
They are gross.
all right.
Shouldn't
Those
be on
tiny salty fish off my pizza.
there. Yeah.
So Dunaway, you've got control of the board. I'm going to say now again, even though I did get answers like human teeth and whale sperm, stuff like that.
They didn't make it to the board, right?
They didn't make it to the board. These are things you would actually find on pizzas. Thank goodness in
Right.
the top 10.
I put
and I
whale
did
sperm.
take out quite a few people. Huh? What?
Nothing wrong with a little whale sperm on your pizza.
No, nothing. It adds a little salt to it.
Ew.
Enough people, by the way, said nothing would make them turn down a free slice. That actually was the number 6 answer, but I took that out because
That was a
that's
trick
not an
question.
answer. It's not an answer.
All right, I
Yeah.
agree.
So,
I agree.
It's not a stupid answer. All right,
Exactly.
so
All
we got
right.
the control of the board.
Yeah.
That's right. You and Matthew, Brian, are
Me and
working
Matthew.
together, and we'll see what you can come up with.
Matthew, can I call you Matt, or do you prefer the whole thing?
No, Matt is just fine with me.
All right.
Perfect.
He's
Matt,
He's from Red Stick.
Um,
He's easy. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm some safe things, but okay. So I'm thinking maybe onions. A lot of people are averse to onions, or do you think maybe there's too many people who like onions that it might offset?
I'm a big fan of onions myself, but there are a lot of onion haters
Right.
out there. I think we go with it.
All right, let's go with the gross red onions they always try to put on my pizza.
Show me onions. Number 5 answer on the board. Yeah,
Oh,
to be honest, and I'll say it right now, there is nothing. There's nothing on this list that would make me turn down a free slice of pizza. Y'all
Oh,
are crazy.
no.
There's some of the things you don't like.
I might pick the
Hey.
anchovies off, but I would still take your slice.
it would be totally salty though. All right, so I've been watching. I watched the recent Brian Regan comedy special, and he hates mushrooms apparently, or doesn't care for them. And he says they put them on everything. What do you think? Mushrooms a no-go for a lot of people?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. My wife will turn down any pizza with a mushroom on it. So
That is
definitely-
my wife too. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with people? Mushrooms are amazing. I don't know what's
They
wrong
are
with my
It must be a
wife.
Louisiana thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Our wives both from the South. There's probably that's
Yeah.
it. The American South hates mushrooms. What's wrong with you guys?
You and your blanket statement.
Yeah.
I love mushrooms, but I
Oh.
will say a lot of people complain about them.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you got mushrooms on the pizza? Ugh. Shut
I
up.
love them, man.
Do it.
Yeah.
Mushrooms. Final answer.
All right, show me mushrooms. Yep,
Ooh.
well done. Number 4 answer. I just actually made earlier this week grilled cheese sandwiches with grilled or sautéed onions and mushrooms in them. So like
Nice.
you put those on like little red vinegar or little balsamic vinegar, cook up the mushrooms and the onions in that, and then put them on the
That's
cheese.
impressive.
Oh,
You
no.
waited until we had both those on the board before you told that story. That
That
is
is correct. Yes.
Yeah.
that is
Didn't want
That
to
was
give it away.
impressive.
Yeah, that's great. No, a big fat ugly mushroom on a pizza. Oh.
the thing my mom always ordered. Because so you usually have the mom who orders the pizza. She's like, hey, well, everybody want pepperoni. We're getting pepperoni. Everybody shut up.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, she ordered what she wanted, and she liked green olives and onions.
Ew.
Now, I don't think a lot of people like green olives or black olives on their pizza. So I'm going to say olives. What do you think? Is that a good answer, Matt? Olives, or
Yeah,
got
is
something
there-
better?
Is there specific to green or black on the board, or can we say
Oh,
olives?
good question. If I'm guessing, Brian lumped them, but I'd be wrong. I
If
could
there's
be wrong.
enough on there, then he would probably put those two together, probably.
Yeah, lump your olives.
Lump your olives. Put them together in a jar and
let's-
shake them up.
Let's just say olives.
Is that your answer? Olives?
Going with the olives.
All right.
Olives.
Yes, absolutely.
yes.
Number 3 on the board. It's funny. People either put olives or black olives. Nobody put green olives, like specifically
Interesting.
put green olives, but I'm guessing a lot of the people who put just plain olives probably don't like the green.
Yeah.
Right.
And the
Yeah.
green olives are,
There's terrible purple ones.
the purple ones. So I've gained a taste over the years for some olives. I can deal with it. But when I was younger, I freaking hated that crap. But I can do, a good pickled olive sort of thing on a stick. It's all right. It's okay.
All right, so those are the big ones that I've had a life experience with, and I'm trying to think of what other things that people might not like.
Yeah,
What do you think, Matt? You got any more in your back pocket?
First, what, 5? So you got like whole
So
the
what if we
bottom
go
half.
with maybe something more green, like some spinach?
Oh yeah, gross. Who wants spinach? Yes,
My wife.
gross.
does.
A green spinach on her pizza.
All right. Show
What
me.
are you trying to make your pizzas healthy? Get out of here.
Show me spinach.
Oh, no.
Man. Okay.
Where was it on the list? Because some people did say spinach.
It seems to be a more recent thing. Now, okay, so I got a
57.
question.
Yeah.
So if it had been leafy greens, you would have probably put them all together, right?
I would have said more specific, please.
Okay, all right.
Okay. I wasn't prepared.
I didn't think I would have to answer.
Yeah. I got to think of something weird, like, because everyone likes everything on their pizzas. All right, let's say full-blown tomatoes, like, sliced tomatoes.
That's a good answer. I didn't think about that, but yeah, people freak out about that crap.
Yeah.
Chopped up tomatoes, but not in the sauce, like separate tomatoes.
Yeah, and usually when it's cut, when they're sliced, it's worse because you get the stringy skin and it's just weird. It's not great. So I have to think tomatoes in whatever form.
All right. Show me tomatoes.
Ooh.
Oh,
10.
wow, scorching in at the bottom. Look at that.
Yeah, you've got to, you've really got so basically with any pizza topping, you've got to get the moisture out.
Yeah.
That's why,
Right.
and you can't have anything too dry. Mushrooms. So I've worked at 2 or 3 pizza places over my life. And one of them said, what we're going to try? We're going to try actually using fresh mushrooms instead of the canned stuff. And people hated it. Number one,
Absolutely.
those things turn into jerky.
They do. They're already so
so
dry.
And they soak up all of the stuff around that. And all the stuff around, but they also turned into like little pieces of jerky. We had to go back to the canned pickled mushrooms on
Slimes.
pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the slime mushrooms. I
Yeah,
prefer those.
Totally.
Slimy
me too.
mushrooms. Okay.
All right. But anyway, the tomatoes add a lot of moisture as well. If you don't get the little seeds and the goo out of the tomato,
Right.
that's
Right. All right, I'm going to say, this is just going to be me, so I better not say that. Let's do hot peppers. Hot peppers.
Oh, that's a good
hot
answer.
peppers.
Yeah, not,
all right.
green,
Show
not
me,
green ones, but hot ones.
right. Show me hot peppers.
Oh.
Yeah, people were
Oh,
pretty specific about jalapenos. We had one person say banana peppers, and I just kind of lumped all the hot peppers
well,
into
you then you can't go to Papa John's.
Nope. He gives you
They
that
stick
whole
one in
thing.
They stick it in the box. They don't put it on the pizza. Those great. I
Right.
love pepperoncinis.
Oh, I love
Yes.
them, dude. They're so
Yeah.
good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I could eat them right now.
I never have to fight with anyone for those
Yeah.
either. Tina, Tristan, nope.
Saw-
Nobody
saw
else wants
yours.
them. Yep.
That's you, Ibbets.
I think I have a great clip from him. Let's see. Yeah, here we go.
He's never been in the pizza category.
Yeah, never been in the pizza category. Oh, wait. Here's his eating habits.
I've had over 40 pizzas in the last 30 days.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, is that's Papa John?
That's Papa about to explode into a pile of cheese, John. Yeah. All right. Boy, I didn't think I'd be on the board. Let's see.
Yeah.
Then you're winning so far.
You're actually winning because tomatoes gave you 10 points being the number 10 answer. Yeah.
Right. Let's do. Somebody probably said white sauce, right? Like something not marinara
Oh yeah,
style,
gross, like the Alfredo sauce kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't like that
Yeah, I
either
don't like
much.
that.
It depends, I
I don't
guess.
like
There's some combos I like, but it's not my favorite. So I'll just say some kind of white sauce.
Sure. Show me white sauce, not whale sperm.
Damn it! Damn it!
Yeah, the I think margarita pizzas use a white sauce instead of a marinara style pizza sauce.
Right.
Which I don't love.
Yeah, I don't love those either.
Matt,
I'm all right with it. I'll eat it. But
Yeah, I'll eat it. I'm not gonna turn it down. Hell no.
all right,
We
back
haven't
to the
even-
Brian and Matt team.
Mhm.
Matt, we haven't even touched any of the meats yet, except for yeah, gross. I know that my kids don't like the Italian sausage. They freak out when we talk about putting the pork on there.
No. Interesting.
I see. I love Italian sausage.
Me too.
myself,
Right. I do too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm like, just scooch all on my side.
This list is obviously a lot heavier on very common topics. They're common toppings. So I think Italian sausage would be a good way to go. Let's try it.
All right.
Let's try Italian sausage or some kind of gross sausage meat.
Pig nuggets.
Show me some gross sausage meat.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was surprised because I feel like that is one of the more controversial meats
Right.
that you can put on pizza. Nobody said sausage.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised by that too. All right. My brain isn't working because all I want to do is think of stuff that's I don't know, like other kinds of fruit or something, but no one's doing that, so no one's gonna say bananas.
Oranges
for
on
example.
pizza are delicious.
Oh, shut up. That's not a thing. Is that a thing? That's not a thing. There's no oranges on pizza, right? That's not a thing.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I was like messing with you.
Grossing me out. All right. I don't know. Canadian bacon. The ham. Canadian. Oh no, wait.
The ham.
Did we already lump that into pork though? No, we didn't because that was sausage. All right, I'm gonna say Canadian bacon, like that thick.
Like
not
the
bacon
partner
bacon.
to the pineapple.
Yeah. Yes. Gross.
All right. Show me those slimy slices of Canadian bacon.
Damn it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. So
Again, surprised to not see that. For people's hate for pineapple being so high, Canadian bacon didn't even make the list.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, the meats thing didn't work out. How about we head back and run back screaming to like bell peppers? I mean, I noticed we had jalapenos, but we did. I don't
he's very
see
specific
bell
about that
peppers on
jalapeno.
there.
I think we could put another pepper in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think. Yeah.
All
Gross
right.
old peppers, man.
All right. Show me
Get 'em off
gross
my thing.
old bell peppers. Yep, sure enough. Number
Really?
6 answer on the board.
Nice.
I like
Yep.
those. All right.
Yeah. Tristan used to hate green pepper and bell pepper, but
You like them now?
over the years he likes them now. Totally
Okay.
fine with them.
Yeah.
Right.
The kids tend to turn a corner eventually.
They do.
All right. Still your time, Brian.
It's my time. It's a tie game.
I've got 2 answers left on the board. Number 8 and number 9.
Yeah, Matt. What do you think? Oh man.
What do you think? I see it says green peppers. Does that
Right.
mean there's a red pepper in there too?
Ooh.
It's a possibility. Ooh. Yes. Well, yeah. Well, let's try. Let's try the list. Unless Ibit says you're fools. Red peppers.
All right. Show me red peppers.
You're fools.
No red peppers.
Crap. All right. It's down to this.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. My wife loves them. What are they called though?
Lobsters.
No, the fleshy little it's a vegetable. It's like from one of those purple, like from the penis fruit. Sorry,
The penis fruit.
what do you call it? The emoji. What's that called?
Oh, artichokes.
Don't help him. This is fun. This is
Artichokes.
fun.
That's
Oh,
it.
okay.
Artichokes. The penis emoji fruit
Yeah,
or
the penis
whatever.
emoji.
Yeah, artichokes. My wife loves
Well,
those. She'd eat a whole bottle of
Artichokes
those.
aren't the penis emoji.
Aren't they? Aren't they from the penis?
I thought it
emoji?
was the eggplant was the penis.
Oh, you're
emoji.
right. You're totally right. In my head, it's not though. It's the other thing.
But I also eggplant no go on my pizza.
All right. Yeah. Well, yeah. But I'm gonna say, Brian. I say. I already forgot it again. What is it? The artichoke. Not artichoke. Yeah, artichoke. Artichoke.
You're saying artichoke?
Yeah, artichoke.
Okay. All right. Show me artichoke.
Oh, I should have said nothing.
no.
I know. I don't know what you guys are doing helping him.
I know. I don't know. I'm just such a helpful person. I don't know why I did it.
Oh my gosh.
Might have choked Artie, but ain't gonna choke Stymie.
Okay. Now, have I won no matter what?
You've won
Yeah.
no matter what.
Oh
Yes.
man. Well, I don't love that because I like Matt.
Snatch those prizes right out of Matthew's
Yeah,
hands.
I don't
right
love
off of his red stick.
I don't like beating when it means the listener loses. All right, let's think of one more. This is for all the barrels, all the monkeys.
Yep.
Monkey meat.
Okay, I got it. Cheddar cheese. I have
cheddar cheese.
Yeah, I have a
different
brother.
type of cheese.
My brother likes cheddar cheese pizzas, and they're horrendous.
How about feta cheese?
We used to do at one of the pizza places. We used to same pizza place actually that tried the dried or the fresh mushrooms. We would do an all cheese pizza that had a mix of mozzarella and cheddar.
I think the right mix might be okay, but like pure cheddar, just
sure.
bleh, not good.
Sure. All right. Well, show me. Let's see if enough people hated that. Show me cheddar. No, game over. Yeah. Number 8. Show me number 8.
Oh, seafood
or other
shrimp. Yeah.
Some people said octopus, sardines. I put all that stuff, but shrimp, obviously. Some other big ones, durian, which is really big in. Where is
it's
durian
that
on
smelly
pizza?
Australia fruit, isn't it?
That stinky fruit.
Is Australia? No.
Is that how you order it? I want some of that stinky fruit.
Give us the stinky
some
fruit.
pepperoni.
Let's see here. Durian. China has durian pizza. The Pizza Hut actually. The Pizza Huts in China actually have durian pizza.
Ugh.
Yeah, I can't imagine how that stuff smells when it's cooked.
Yeah. It also looks so gnarly on the tree. It looks like a big old. It looks like it's a chrysalis for like a giant worm's going to come out of there. It's really horrible.
Yeah.
Anyway,
some other things that people said. Let's see here. Liver. I don't know where you can get liver pizza, but apparently you can.
Ooh.
Pickles, beets, broccoli. Eggplant was on the list, but not in the top 10. Peanut butter. I've had peanut butter. I've had peanut butter and bacon on pizza and peanut butter and jalapeno on pizza. Yeah. Both are really, really good. Kale, that's your highest leafy green vegetable.
Yeah.
Sour cream, tuna, asparagus, banana. Oranges are apparently found on pizza.
Yeah.
Cucumbers, egg. That is popular in Australia, is egg on pizza. Mm-hmm. Impossible meat / Beyond Meat.
Ew. Is that being done? Are we doing that now? Is that a thing?
Yeah, you absolutely can get Impossible Meat on there.
All right.
A lot of people with stuff like rocks, rat turds, pubic hair. I just ignored all that. Nobody, when you put something like that, it's funny, but you only get one. Like nobody else is going to say the same thing.
Right. No one's ever going to say rocks unless there's a problem.
Toasted coconut. Somebody said I've never had toasted coconut on pizza, but yeah.
Maybe,
duck.
And I'm not a huge fan of the dessert pizzas, but I could see maybe a little toasted coconut on there, but not on like a savory pizza. Forget it.
Yeah, I made a breakfast pizza back when Tristan was living here. That my regular crust, and then I cooked some sausage, and then turned the sausage into gravy. Right, you add a little bit of was it baking? Not baking. You add the stuff that thickens it, Argo stuff.
Yeah.
You make a gravy, that's the sauce. Then the sausage, bacon, you cook some eggs. You can't put the eggs on there raw. Scramble them, put them on top, and then cheese. And this thing was fantastic.
Sounds really good.
Yep. Waited for dinner, and then we had it leftovers the next morning for breakfast.
By the way,
thank you, Leninade cornstarch. Is
kimchi is amazing on just your basic pepperoni pizza. It's really good on there.
Kimchi is good everywhere, except in my belly where it upsets it greatly.
Yeah. If you can handle the kimchi though, put it on all things. That's what I say. And we picked up white kimchi yesterday, which is the cabbage is it's just not red. Mm-hmm. It's weird looking, but it apparently is really good. We'll try it out this weekend and let everybody know how we feel. Well, Matthew, here's the bummer. You didn't win. However, you won our hearts over just by being you. There's always a chance in the future. How do you feel about your great defeat?
Your great defeat.
Ow! I'm gonna take my defeat in stride. I'm just happy to play with you guys. I've been listening to you guys for years, since before TMS, since ELR. So this is my first chance I've had to call in the show. I've just recently started working from home, so it's been a pleasure.
Oh,
well, that's awesome. I'm really glad to hear that, and I'm glad that we did get to finally hang out. And I hope we get to again in the future. Take care down there, because it looks like you're already getting weird hurricane stuff off the coast, and I hope none of it hits you. They was noticing that this morning. There's already like some big systems swirling up. It's freaking June, man. Mm-hmm. It's too early for hurricane season. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Yeah.
On this weird planet of ours. All
we
right.
started this early. We're going to run out of letters again. We're going to have to go to the Greek alphabet.
Yep.
Stop it.
This one's called, will be called Elsa, which means we're going to get internet memed to death with Frozen bullshit.
Of course. Yes.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Anyway, enjoy the climate. What else? Hey, Dunaway, we're done with you. You're not going to be here this weekend because we're not doing Film Sack this weekend. It's a holiday weekend. It's the 4th of July. I got a family reunion. Everybody's going every which way, so it ain't happening. But if they want to get some good content, there was still the Boop Show this week, and it was great. We had a great time, so go listen to that. Anything else you'd like to mention? Promote or push?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's tomorrow night is the weekly get together. Me and Kit London, we play the Graveyard Keeper. If you're not following that, we do it every week. Been doing it for I don't know, months now.
Mm-hmm.
But at 5:30 Eastern time, if you tune in to twitch.tv/Brian Dunaway, we'll be playing more of that Stardew Valley-like, but with graves.
Yeah, kill Stardew Valley, but murdery. Not murdery. You don't really kill anybody, but you deal with a lot of death. Yeah.
Murdery Stardew Valley.
Yeah, that sounds
No,
right.
you're just burying the dead bodies and hiding them, and also, creating some zombies who can do some work for you. Typical Stardew Valley stuff.
Yeah, nothing weird about any of that you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, go check it out. Brian Dunaway, have a fantastic rest of your week, and we'll see you soon.
No, you.
Bye.
Have a fantastic voyage.
Indeed. Chat room's already doing the Elsa jokes. Lots of Let It Go jokes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Do you want to board my windows?
Oh man, I hope it isn't bad this early in the year. I just don't know that we can all take it. We need whatever. The Gulf or the Gulf of Mexico is just a whirling dervish, man. So get ready. Batten down the hatches. It's only June. Well, it'll soon be July, so I guess maybe we can stop saying it's only June. All right, that's going to be it for that. What time is it? Oh, we got time for one news story.
One news story.
Enjoy. This singular news story brought to you by...
Check out the podcast. Wait, you haven't seen... Hosted by TV's Travis and a load of guests. Scott and I have both been on before, and we think you're really going to like it. TV's Travis is a nerd like us. Find out all about it at tvstravis.com.
Excellent idea. Ringo Starr in the news. Finally, we get to hear about what's going on with Ringo
Peace
Starr.
and love. Peace and love.
Yeah, he's, he's that one Beatle.
And I'm warning you, with peace and love, stop sending me things.
That's a good way of putting it. Ringo Starr has stopped or dropped his legal battle against Ring-O penis rings. Yeah, that's right. You heard me.
Yeah.
Penis rings.
Penis rings, uh-huh.
If your penis rings, go get it looked at.
Better answer it.
Yeah, better answer that call. Beatles drummer legend Ringo Starr has dropped his legal battle against Screaming O Pleasure Products that sell a line of Ringo penis rings. Or Ringo, but not Ringo. Anyway, he filed the suit against the company in 2019. It's only been a couple of years. Objecting to the name of the penis rings. In his complaint, Ringo Starr claimed that the brand was, quote, identical in appearance, sound, connotation, and pronunciation to his own name. Consumers will likely believe that that Opposer's newest venture is sex toys. And this is an association Opposer does not want. Opposer, I guess, is his, music brand or something? Or his personal brand? Though most mentions of the Ring-O brand...
No, in the legal document, he's the opposer.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I get it now. I thought it was like Opposer's brand, like the brand.
Right. Like my new record label, Opposer.
Yeah, the Poser Records.
Opposer. Peace and love from Opposer Records.
I was in Thomas the Tank Engine. All right. Wasn't he? Was he in Thomas the Tank Engine? Ringo Starr?
Yes, he was. Yeah, he was the engineer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I have that right. It's not a weird
You
name.
have that right. No, it was Ringo Starr.
Okay.
It was like Ringo Starr, and then didn't the movie have like Alec Baldwin and
Something
or am I
like
thinking of
that.
something different?
Or when did comedian Seven Deadly
George Carlin?
Yes, George Carlin was something for a while. Is it that same thing?
He was a narrator.
Okay. So they both had that job at one point or another, those two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Caveman, who can forget Caveman? Remember
That's
Caveman?
right.
Oh, Caveman.
Caveman. We watched that for Film Sec. It was great.
Sure
when you
did.
saw it in the theaters, it came with a sheet of paper that translated the caveman talk, but you're in a dark movie theater. How are you going to look at it?
I love that. I love that ever happened. So dumb.
Yes.
Well, anyway, he's finally dropped it because they use this. There's no Ringo. It's Ring-O, which I know.
Ring-O. Yeah.
Whatever. But the hard-fought battle is now reaching a happy ending. Oh, loudwire.com. That's great. Settlement has been made between the two parties, with the penis ring makers promising they will avoid any activity likely to lead to confusion between their product and Ringo Starr. The deal adds that the name can only be used for the adult sex aids and desensitizing sprays and must include a space between ring and O.
There you go. They also shouldn't use the catchphrase "Baby, you can drive my dong."
Oh, baby,
yeah, that's
you
probably
can drive my dong. What's one of the ones he's saying? Like,
Octopus's Garden. I can't come up with anything for Octopus's Garden that would work for a penis ring. I'm stuck. I'm completely flummoxed by that one.
Yeah, I've never hit a wall like this before. I cannot find one.
Yellow Submarine, got nothing. I've got nothing for Yellow Submarine that would go with penis ring. It just doesn't. There's nothing.
Did he ever sing or write any song that wasn't kind of
Goodbye with a little help from my friends?
Okay,
I got nothing.
That one's all right. Yeah. None of these fit. They just don't fit.
Yeah. What would you do if I put on a ring? Would it add to the excitement and fun?
I get by with a little help from this ring. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well done. That's our story.
Perfler, well done. Come together. That is the
well done.
tagline, the slogan that the Ring-O penis rings should not be able to
yeah, they can never use that. All right. Well, we're done now with our one news story. Thankfully, we got that one out of the way. Let's take a break. When we come back,
off a little help from this ring.
There you go.
Well done, Claire. Well done.
Tom Merritt will be here coming up. So will Nicole Spag coming up. So stay tuned after this song presented by Brian Ibbett.
Yes, let's go to North Carolina, just up the way from Brian Dunaway, a state north. This is a band called The Collection, and they've got a brand new song called Loud. This is something that they wrote in response to just like the political unrest of late 2020 and early 2021, but it isn't overt. Like you could listen to this thing and not have any idea that that's what the subject matter is about. It's a great song, kind of a little bit, who is that? Not the 303. Who did the song Crashing Cars?
Rock Hudson.
Or Chasing Cars.
Jennifer Beals. No.
Anyway, all right. I realize I'm asking the wrong person. Anyway, just seeing if anyone throws the answer. Snow Patrol. Thank you, Claire Gack. Yeah. These guys have kind of a Snow Patrol kind of sound to them. Dishwalla is Counting Blue Cars, but yeah, totally you saw the thing I was putting down there, Talia.
Yeah.
Anyway, these guys are from Saxapahaw, North Carolina, indie pop. Here is The Collection and their song Loud.
Catwomen are not contained by the rules of society. You follow your own desires. This is both a blessing and a curse.
Frontal nudity.
The Morning Stream. The sugar and cream in your coffee. Aww.
All right, we returned. Welcome back to the program.
Song again is Loud by The Collection.
Very nice. Let's bring birthday boy Tom Merritt in here.
Yeah. He looks older, doesn't he?
Wasn't today, but it was
his
Monday, Tuesday.
Pillow emoji behind him looks a little older. Looks another year older.
Just another year older, but wiser. My favorite beer. All right.
Butt's also wiser.
Yeah, my butt is wiser.
With
Check it
a
out.
computer, as with any tool, the concept and direction must come from the man.
That man is Tom Merritt, and he joins us as he does every Wednesday to talk tech in the morning. And Tom, first of all and foremost, happy birthday on Monday. We're glad to have you for yet another rotation around this planet. Nicely done.
Thank you. It's good to be the same age as you for the next couple weeks.
Yeah, with Tom and I are exactly the same age for like 2 weeks, and then
Yep.
Nope.
The magical fortnight, we call it. Every
2
year.
weeks.
2 weeks. That's how long I've had my luggage with me. Anyway, hey, it's good to have you here. We're going to talk about some tech items of the day because that's what we do on Wednesdays, and today should be no different. So what is percolating out there in the world of tech?
Yeah, so you get a full explanation of this yesterday on DTNS, but did you all hear about the Western Digital wipeout?
No.
Oh, everybody with a MyBook, right?
Yeah.
Or not everybody, but using the online.
Correct. The old version, specifically, the MyBook Live. There's a newer version called the MyCloud Live. If you have the MyCloud Live, you're fine. Totally different code base. You're not vulnerable.
Okay.
You may not be fine forever because it's technology, but it's not going to be vulnerable to these things. The MyBook Live is a network attached storage device that went out of service in 2015. Now, I don't say that to let Western Digital entirely off the hook, but it's important to remember that in 2015, 6 years ago, Western Digital said, hey, y'all, we've stopped supporting these, and they gave notice before 2015, so use at your own risk. We're not going to patch them anymore. They might get bugs. And a lot of people just said, well, it seemed to work fine. I'm going to keep using them. In 2018, a critical vulnerability was discovered that allowed remote code execution. So that's something where somebody could scan for an IP address. If they get the right IP address for a MyBook, they could take control of it. Which is great ground for botnets. Somebody scans around, finds some MyBook devices, gets into them, gets root access, installs their malware, and no one knows. No one knows the difference. Everybody's using their MyBooks just fine, but it is also secretly passing along data as part of a botnet. The botnet people are happy. You don't notice the difference, and that's the way those vulnerabilities go. Now, they are usually patched, but again, as I said, Western Digital stopped patching these and told everybody, we're not going to patch these anymore. You probably shouldn't use them. But what Western Digital did not do is turn off the cloud servers. They said, look, and again, this is one of those things you do in 2015. Like, we know some of you are going to take a little longer to migrate off of these, so we're going to leave those cloud servers up. And they left them up. They're still up. You can still connect to the cloud server. And that led to what they call a 0-day vulnerability. That's a vulnerability that nobody knew was there until it got exploited. And that is the one that seems to have been used to wipe out devices last week. Suddenly, everybody got up in the morning and found that their MyBook Live NAS devices were wiped out and they couldn't log into them anymore. Their passwords had been reset. Here's where it gets weird. The 2018 vulnerability seems to have been taken advantage of in these devices to install a botnet malware, like I explained. However, if you were installing a botnet, you probably wouldn't go wipe the device for multiple reasons. One, it calls attention to the fact that you're in there and you secretly want to be in there. You don't want anybody to know. And second, it wipes out your bot. It wipes out your malware, and you no longer can use it for your botnet. So the theory is that it's warring factions on the internet trying to disrupt each other's botnets, and somebody else figured out how to get into these NAS devices in using this 0-day vulnerability, which all it could do was wipe out the device without a password. Side note, the reason that vulnerability existed is the code in the Western Digital devices that requires a password before you wipe it out remotely had been commented out.
Oh.
At some point, someone commented it out, so that code was there but didn't execute, didn't work.
Weird.
So again, anybody could have wiped it out remotely if they knew where to look. So, to sum up, using out of support devices meant that people were silently probably involved in a botnet. And then botnet on botnet violence caused someone else to discover another vulnerability. And in order to wipe out the competing botnet, also wiped out all the data on all of these Western Digital devices.
Wow, it is like watching a little war from the sidelines or something, but it's a war we just don't understand. We don't know why they're doing it. Okay, so here's my larger...
Probably, botnets are usually rented out, right? I rent out a botnet to somebody if they want to send spam or doing a distributed denial of service attack or whatever, right? And so somebody else wanted their business, and we can steal their business if we wipe out their botnet, so they go and try to disrupt it.
Yeah. Tony Soprano at
yeah, exactly.
darknet.com. So here's my larger question. I would have never have guessed if you'd asked me, hey Scott, what do you think is a hot point for botnets and large array situations created by a bunch of hardware that's no longer being supported? I would have never thought about an online service that's used to back up NAS drives for Western Digital specifically. How big is it? Is it bigger than I guess it's bigger than I thought it was. Western Digital's huge, I suppose. Like, it just seems shocking to me that this is that big a deal from a basically as a consumer backup device.
Yeah, that's a really good point, and you need to think of it this way: any internet-connected device that has storage can be a vector for a botnet. If I'm running a botnet, I'm not looking for Western Digital MyBook Live NAS devices. I'm looking for any device I can get into. Western Digital MyBook Live, your internet-connected video camera, your phone, your computer, your laptop, absolutely anything you can get into. You're going to stick your malware on and hopefully attach it to the botnet because you want scale. You want as many devices as possible. So they're not looking for this device. They're looking for as many vulnerable devices as possible, which is why it's so important to make sure that anything you connect to the internet, your laundry machine, your toaster, your garage door opener, is secured so that it won't be hosting these things.
So the lesson is all of that you just said is a good part of the lesson for us. But isn't there a larger lesson for people like Western Digital or makers of these Internet of Things devices, whatever they may be? When they're not going to support a thing anymore, maybe you got to pull the whole deal down and give them a death date. Like, we're not going to support it, A, and B, servers go down 8 months from now, so you have plenty of time to do whatever you're going to do, move up to either our new platform or, whatever you're going to do to take care of your stuff, then yank the whole thing. Like, to me, that seems like the lesson. You can't just leave it up there. Right?
Sure, that makes perfect sense. What do you think happens in 2015 with no actual threat and no actual vulnerabilities being exploited if they tell the Western Digital MyBook Live customers that they're going to do that?
They'd be pissed and mad.
Yes, everybody goes like, you should never buy cloud devices because they'll just pull the service. I thought I was going to be able to rely on this device. I own this device and now I can't use it. It's happened over and over and over again. So Western Digital is trying to thread the needle of like, all right, fine, listen, we warned you. This is on you now. We're not going to pull our cloud servers and we'll keep our cloud servers secure. But the cloud servers do not appear to have been compromised in any of this, but the rest is now on you. And so it's a no-win situation if no one takes responsibility.
Right. I think you basically answered my question. What else were they going to do? Like, that is the only thing they really could have done. And they did it. And so now they're going to be people mad that that's how it was handled instead. But they'd have been just as pissed or more had they yanked it. It's just a question we're going to
look at what happened with Sonos. Sonos was going to brick all those speakers, and everybody like outrage, and now Sonos like, all right, fine, we'll put them in a maintenance mode. The thing that Western Digital could have done is continue to provide security patches. Say like, okay, we're not selling these anymore. We're not supporting them. We're not going to add features anymore, but we'll continue to patch them for security. But that's costly, right?
Yeah. Well, and the other thing, the larger question for me is, we're now hitting kind of the timeline for end of service for a lot of things that were super innovative in their early days, had their long tail, and now are going to go away. And so I think about this in video games all the time. You're a big MMO and you did real well, but now you're going to shut things down. Well, what does that mean? There's people invested years of their life into your game. Do you owe them something? Do you not owe them something? Like, there's just these questions. Or preservation. Like, there are certain, again, I go back to games, but there are games that rely on servers to do what they do, 100% rely on them. And they're coming now, we're getting to a point where that stuff's coming end of life, and the game is no longer, even if you have a physical copy, no longer usable unless those services exist. And it's just kind of a moment of reckoning. Players and consumers have to just sort of go, oh, that's how this is. Like, this isn't like when I would buy Mario Kart back in the SNES days where I kept that cartridge until it died. Like, I'm at the behest of these servers and these systems and the security involved with that And that's just, it's a whole new way of thinking of this stuff, and I'm just not so sure we're ready for it.
And we don't have standards. We don't have like, well, it's always been this way, right? Because everything is still fairly new. Nobody looks at their cable subscription. And when a cable server, when a television channel goes off the cable, they're like, wait a minute, you can't take that away from me. I paid for it for years. I am invested in watching it. We're used to that. We're like, oh yeah, channels go away. Sometimes even whole cable systems go away. It's just the way it is. It's ephemeral. But yeah, people don't think of video games that way. Certainly they don't think of cloud services always that way either.
Yeah, well, it's interesting stuff, and there'll be more on this all the time on the Daily Tech News Show. Why? Because when stuff happens like this, you guys report it. You're there on the scene. Hey, Tom Merritt, anything else going on this week that you would like the fine folks at home to latch on to and enjoy?
Yes, latch on like a baby to my newsletter.
Yeah, latch on. The nipple of newsletters.
Sure.
Free Tom's nipple.
I'm really going to stop with the metaphor right there. Hey, I've got a newsletter, freetomnewsletter.com, where I tell you all the cool things going on. Like right now, today I'm working on Know a Little More. I'm working on a Know a Little More episode about lithium-ion batteries. And if you want to know when that's out, you need the Free Tom newsletter. I'll tell you all the shows that I do every week, the projects that I'm working on. In fact, the big thing this past week, and I'll put it again in the newsletter again this week, is a link to my writer's Patreon where you can get the first chapter of my upcoming audiobook, Project Vera, before anybody else gets a chance to listen to it. So if that alone is worth the price of admission, which is free. So pretty much anything would be worth the price of admission at freetomnewsletter.com.
Fantastic. Tom Merritt, Ace Detect on Twitter, of course. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and we'll see you next time.
See you, Tom.
Bye now. Oh, and I'll be on DTNS later. I should have mentioned that. Hey, Brian, I got a thing to show you. I almost forgot.
Yeah, show me.
So Brian,
put it in our Discord.
Yes, and I'll put chat. You can see it too. I'm trying to do this more often. I'm starting to make things for my friends instead of just we all buy everything we need anyway. It's like, why do we buy everything, right? So
your present is going to be bought. So
yeah, it's totally fine. I'm just talking
about me.
It's
already bought. You know what? I can even show you.
Totally from me, by the way. I'm not ascribing this to anyone else.
Your present is right here.
Whoa, I can't even tell what it is. Wrapping. Oh, it's paper. All right, I'm in. Send me a pile of paper.
Inside.
Oh, well, look at you, all ahead of time. Well, anyway, I put this in the thing so you can see it. Chat room, you can see it as well. So this is basically...
That is so cool.
I made Tom a fake 1940s style movie poster called Ace Detect. Because that's what it's all based on. He loves that whole.
I love that font. Yeah.
Noir, whatever. It's got cool recommendations like Tom Merritt in the role of a lifetime, Variety Magazine, nonstop action, Hollywood Weekly, move over Bogart. There's a new leading man in town, Vanity Fair, and then all this fake shit down to the bottom, produced by DT
like the Nintendo steel of quality on the bottom left.
Look who produced it, though. DT Ennis. Get it? DT Ennis.
DT Ennis.
Yeah, and then directed by Eileen Rivera, of course, because she's in charge, whatever, at the house there. And then a bunch of fake shit at the bottom. Cool. But anyway, it was a lot of fun to make. And happy birthday to Tom.
Very cool. Yeah, I still love my MODOK.
Your MODOK. That's right.
MODOK.
Your MODOK. All right, let's do... What are we doing? Oh, Nicole. We're doing Nicole.
Nicole. Well,
we're having Nicole on the show. Jeez.
Let's clarify what's going on here.
Yeah. Let's clarify the clarification with the clarity. Let's see here. We got her coming in hot, which means it's time.
Does to clarify something mean to soak it in gin?
Yeah. Or undock it. Might be undock it, yeah. Soak it in gin, then undock it. Hey, everyone, look at my locket. All right. Enjoy this. Hey, everybody, look who it is. It's Nicole Spag joining us for Recommendals, as she does every Wednesday. Hello, Nicole.
I was like, oh, crap. It's Wednesday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
What do I watch?
Yeah, what do I watch? Quick. Welcome to the show. It's good to have you here. How was your week? Everything going good? Doing all right?
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
It's summertime.
Yeah.
I've gotten up at 5:30 the last 2 mornings to go to swim meets. So, yeah.
Nice. Who's swimming? I assume Mateo's swimming.
Mateo is. Yeah.
Cool. Fun. I remember doing that when I was his
Not
age.
very well, but he's improving on his time. That's all we're focusing on.
That's
You're
cool.
improving on your time.
Well, that's good. No, that's awesome. I used to love swim stuff when I was a kid like that. So very, very cool. Well, it's good to have you here. We're gonna dive right in, get right to our recommendals, and we always start with you, Brian. Do you have a setup for this here clip? I guess you got two today, but one's more verbal, right?
I have two. I'll get to the verbal one first because Tina and I started watching Kevin Can F Himself.
Oh.
This is a new AMC series starring Annie Murphy, who as Alexis from Schitt's Creek.
Mm-hmm.
It is
I'm a little bit. Sorry.
The premise is she's a housewife or not housewife. She's a wife to a real buffoon of a guy. She herself works in a liquor store, takes place up in Worcester, Mass. And the show goes back and forth harshly between 4-camera sitcom with a laugh track and Breaking Bad style drama.
Oh,
like basically when the husband's in the room and the other people in the room, it's a 4-camera laugh track like, honey, you got a cockroach in the souffle.
Reminds me of what is it? Kevin
Can Wait.
No, is that?
Well,
no, it was with the Scientology woman.
Yes.
Kevin,
King of Queens.
King of Queens.
King of Queens.
And King of Queens. And it's funny because it's kind of loosely based on that, with the fact that there was another person in the show that died and they completely wrote them off and never talked about them again between season 1 and season 2.
Oh, weird.
Oh no, I'm sorry, that was Kevin Can Wait. It was Kevin's wife that died between seasons 1 and 2, and it never, they never brought her up again.
Why? What the actor did or did the character did?
Right.
The characters never bring her up again.
Right, but was it because the actress died or the character died? Which
the actress
died?
died?
The
No, I
actress
can't remember.
died?
Maybe the character died.
I don't think the show was doing well, so they got her off and got the Scientology chick.
Leah Remini?
Remy's.
No, that is Kevin Can Wait, right? Not King of Queens. Same guy.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like they rebooted King of Queens with Kevin Can Wait. It was weird.
Oh, I don't remember any of that happening. That's insane. All right. Pumbaa is the answer.
Okay.
Pumbaa.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
it was like the show was doing bad, so they're like, well,
okay.
let's get rid of the wife. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Weird.
Okay, so it's Leah Remini was on both of those with what's his face?
Kevin Hart.
Not
James.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin James.
Kevin James. Anyway, this show not kind of just like loosely connected or loosely inspired by that.
Yeah.
The premise is great and it's handled beautifully. Like as soon as the buffoon of a husband leaves the room and the door closes, it turns into like a stark Breaking Bad looking single camera drama focusing on her life and how she is miserable and wants out. But then when he's back in the room, it's like oh, Kevin, you silly husband kind of thing.
Weird.
But I mean, there's, murder and like a murder being dreamed about and stuff like that. It's on AMC.
What's the name again?
It's called
Kevin
Can F Himself.
Right.
Tina and I watched the first 2 episodes. Usually we give it 3 episodes. Tina was done after 2 episodes because aside from Annie Murphy, her character, and she's fantastic on this, by the way.
I love her.
She's great. What's funny is on the sitcom part of the show, the Boston accent is really like, hey, there's a wicked pizza here, that sort of thing. But then it becomes a little bit more realistic when it's the single camera drama. First 2 episodes, there's just nobody we really like on the show except for Annie Murphy's character, and that makes it really hard to watch.
Yeah. Does she ever say, ew, David?
Ew,
Did she ever say
David.
that? No.
I knew that was coming. No, she doesn't. She
Sorry.
doesn't. It's just weird hearing her with that Boston accent. Anyway, so it's I don't know. It's a cautious meh commental. I'm going to give it 1 more episode. I'm going to watch it without Tina because she's done. But I'm not 100% sure that this goes anywhere beyond the really clever premise, the really clever idea of the half sitcom, half drama show.
Well, the reviews are definitely mixed. There's
They really are. Yeah. I mean,
somebody
people
said-
either love it or hate it.
There's an interesting one here. It says, let's see, where is it? Where did I find it? Oh, it says this is an interesting quote. AMC's Kevin Can F Himself squanders a thrillingly subversive premise. So it sounds like the premise is rock solid, awesome idea, but it doesn't quite pull it off in the long haul.
There's a little bit of a WandaVision kind of quality to the sitcom within a show idea. It feels, that's probably the closest thing to compare it to that we've seen recently. But it's really weird. Or the Natural Born Killers, the Rodney Dangerfield moments where that part of this horrible movie, this dark and twisted movie, is a comedy with a laugh track when Rodney Dangerfield is on screen.
Forgot about that scene. Yeah.
Is she kind of putting herself in that sitcom because she's trying to deal with the trauma of life?
Great question.
Unclear. Yeah. It's a good question, and
Is
it's
it unclear?
Yeah, at least after 2 episodes. If that seems like something you would put at the very end of episode 1, that she is somehow putting herself in that role so that she can deal with this horrible life that she's in. But after 2 episodes, they hadn't really explained if that's a conceit, if that's a subtle awareness that the character has, or if it's just, no, we thought it'd be fun to make it half sitcom, half drama.
It would be better if that's
that character is somewhat aware of it. Yes, whether she's doing it subconsciously or on purpose. So
interesting. Yeah.
Anyway,
I can't quite tell what it's the kind of thing where as soon as I saw the trailers for it, I was like, oh, I want this because I really like her. Now I don't know based on what you're saying.
Yeah. So I'm going to give it a couple more episodes.
All the episodes. Are they all out, or are they still releasing?
No, it's still a week to week, and so you can't really binge it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You may want to change our location, Scott, because I think Nicole's getting out of sync.
No, she just was talking over you, and you were talking over her. You talking about her delaying? You mean her video delay?
Yeah.
Oh, it is delayed. Yeah.
I don't know why all of a sudden we're having problems with my internet.
I don't know either. It's really weird because it delays your video to. Now you're back to normal now. Say some things.
I only have one option for Wi-Fi.
Nope, I think you're fine. Oh,
you're on Wi-Fi?
Right,
that might be part of it. Hey, tell Mark to run another cable, the lazy
Quit
turd.
Quit uploading his how to sand a board video.
Yeah, lame. Nobody cares.
Hey, I do know. I just want to address. I know Leah Remy. She's anti-Scientology.
Yeah.
But that's how I connect her.
Yeah, she did that Scientology.
Yeah, she did the whole book about going clear or something, right?
No, going clear is a separate doc. Her thing was called it's on Netflix, but it's same kind of thing. And she
take
goes
Scientology down. I don't know.
She used to be a part of it. Now she wants everyone to hate it. So
exactly.
All right, Brian, tell us about your
confused with Allison Mack and the Nexium cult.
No.
Cult.
She's about to get what do you call it? Sentenced. That's like today.
Oh, Allison Mack is?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Funny you brought that up because I think it's let me see if it happened yet. Need to know. Allison Mack faces prison time. Sentencing looks like today. She'll be in courthouse in Brooklyn today. We'll see what happens.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't look for a big Smallville.
The people in Scientology.
Well, yeah.
Right.
But don't look for her to be part of a Smallville reunion. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
No.
Brian?
Or for her to be part of a John Hodgman commercial where she goes, I'm a Mac.
Yeah.
And I'm a PC.
That'll never happen.
All right. Let's get to my actual recommendal. This is an audio clip. This is a series on HBO, the final episode of which just went up. So now you can binge the whole thing, and that's the best way to watch it.
Fantastic. I'm going to play this clip, and you guys will hear it yourselves. Here you go.
He's had emotional outbursts, impulse control problems, depression, threats of violence.
Oh, God, Carla, come on.
The facts are the facts. There was one significant physical altercation. Do you want to tell her about that?
That's okay.
What we need to know is, what now? Is he a danger to himself? Can he be left to care for himself? Or does he need additional assistance?
And it's 4 sessions.
Court mandated 4 sessions. One of several conditions of Colin's release If he fails to meet any of the requirements of his probation, your sign-off included, it would be revoked. But we're not going to let that happen, right?
No idea. No idea.
Yeah, so the person you're hearing doing the talking there, most of the talking is Tessa Farmiga. The person you don't hear as much in there, you hear her very, very briefly, is Uzo Aduba from Orange is the New Black, Crazy Eyes, Uzo Aduba.
I love her.
Suzanne, as she became better known as the series went on when they got rid of the Crazy Eyes moniker.
Sure.
She is the new therapist on the show In Treatment. This was a series on HBO that started with Gabriel Byrne and Diane Wiest and was so good those first 3 or 4 seasons, and it kind of disappeared for a while. They have brought it back, and the way the show is done, you get it's 24 half-hour episodes, and it's basically 4 different sessions, or 4 different people that she's having sessions with week after week. So it's like you're seeing 6 weeks of her having sessions with 4 different characters or groups of characters and helping them out. One of and the last one, as it was with Gabriel Byrne, was him getting helped out by his therapist, who was Diane Wiest.
Jesus, what was that?
It was
so I thought that was an alarm.
Well, it's Nicole's hearing something locally, not Brian. She wasn't asking you. All right.
But like the the early seasons had folks like Hope Davis and God, I'm trying to remember who some of the other actors were in the first couple seasons. It was so good. This 4th season, now Uzo Aduba is the therapist, and she's got one guy who you hear here is a former tech CEO who had some sort of altercation and is coming out of prison and might go back if he seems like he's not a danger. You've got another woman who is a young lady who's getting brought there by her grandmother because she's choosing to be a lesbian, as her grandmother puts it. You've got another guy who is the actor who played the son of Hamilton, and was also in the Heights thing that I recommended a couple weeks ago.
Oh, right.
And his story is really cool. He's kind of a caretaker for a physically disabled person. Anyway, in Treatment, it's all the seasons have been amazing, and this 4th season is no exception. It's really, really good. You get these really great conversations between these characters, and Uzo Aduba is doing a great job of kind of filling that Gabriel Byrne, that Diane Wiest role of being the therapist. Really, really good.
Yeah, if you've never seen any of this, I would recommend watching all of it too. It's all good. Like the original seasons, like you said, are awesome. Yeah. Just go binge the whole damn thing. It's very, very good. And like Brian said, the episodes are short, and you'll just get hooked in. It's really good.
And what's cool is you can do this. I don't know if I'd do it myself, but if you watch the first week and you're like, well, I really care about this person and this person, you can just choose to watch the sessions she has with just 1 or 2 of the patients that she has. So there's because it's bingeable and you can pick and choose, you can actually just watch 6 weeks of her sessions with Colin or Layla or whoever.
Sure. She is, by the way, almost unrecognizable in this role. She doesn't look like Crazy Eyes
compared to how she looked in Orange is the New Black, for sure.
Yeah. That's crazy. She just really inhabited a whole new character there.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention one of our favorite guys, Joel Kinnaman, is in this new season as well.
Oh, what's his really? That's an interesting role for him.
It is. He's not one of the people being treated. He's in kind of a tertiary role.
All right. He's helping the Suicide Squad get through the mission. That's right.
Doing. Exactly right. Yes.
All right. He's the new RoboCop. You got to do what you got to do.
That's right.
All right. Well, very good. Looks like one I would definitely like to catch up on. I'd forgotten that there was a new bit coming for that.
Yeah.
All right. Here's mine. Hey, everybody. It's a feel-good throwback. So
not a documentary. Wow.
I may have spent a lot of time with a little 2-year-old in the last week, and this might reflect that. So enjoy.
No! Oh! Stay back. Don't come in. Don't come any closer. Please, don't. What are you doing? Oh, please don't. That tickles. No, get off.
All right. Any guesses?
I don't know, but why is she telling this person to get off?
Well, you know, I wondered
It is it Moana?
Incorrect. It is Tarzan. Disney's Tarzan. Fantastic animated feature film Tarzan. Came out in 1999, and everyone's seen it probably. At least I've seen it a billion times. When my kids were small, they loved this movie. But Van loves Tarzan, and he sits there motionless and watches it from top to bottom and loves the music. He can't get enough of what's his name singing.
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins.
Elton.
Yeah. He's all about the Phil Collins.
In my heart.
But anyway, he loves it and just gets so excited when cool stuff happens. I'd forgotten how great Lance Henriksen is as the character Kerchak, who is this, who's the big giant gorilla that's sort of ahead of the pack. He's the alpha, and Minnie Driver plays Jane. She's great as Jane. I don't really know who Tony Goldwyn is. I'm sure he's done other things, but he's Tarzan. But all sorts of great voices, like Brian Blessed plays Clayton, the bad guy. He's amazing bad guy.
Awesome.
So good. Nigel Hawthorne is Professor Porter. Like, these great actors doing really great work. Wayne Knight, freaking Newman in there as the elephant. And who else? Rosie O'Donnell's in it. A whole bunch of people. Anyway, I think it's one of my favorite Disney movies. I don't even know why. I really actually think it might be that soundtrack from Phil Collins. I think it's actually legit good. And some of my more favorite tracks from him. Even though it's associated with, what is essentially a kid's Disney movie, but I like it a lot, and it's also a marvel of 2D animation at a time where that was starting to go away, and these days they don't do feature 2D animation anymore, not really. Mm-hmm. So I sort of relished that mid to late 90s Disney stuff. I thought was really strong and really combined new CGI techniques really well with 2D stuff and just created really magical looking movies, and this is one of them. So Tarzan is on Disney Plus and is available for you and any 2-year-old you want to watch it with. All right.
Cool.
Nicole,
cool.
Let's move to Nicole. Should I? Here, I'm going to change. I'm going to reset our thing real quick just in case you got a weird. Or actually, you're probably okay. Say something.
I sent you. I mean, everything looks fine.
I know it's not your fault.
Oh, sometimes it's Discord. Sometimes it's not you.
Well, it's almost the only problem I have this with lately is Nicole, but I'm not saying it's her fault. I just don't know what it is. It's something weird. But anyway, we're back. We're good. We got a nice fresh connection.
All right. So I have I have two. I couldn't remember the second, and then I looked at my history on Hulu. And I'm like, oh, that's right.
All right.
It was kind of forgettable. But the first one is a Disney Plus original that is currently, it's a series, and there's only 2 episodes out. But I highly recommend it. The kids and I are watching it, and I love it. So here's the clip.
All right. I'm clicking. I'm opening. It's opening. It's not working. Hold on. Yeah, it is.
There is a place where truth matters, even if most people don't pay attention to it. Our organization is always searching for those who appreciate the truth.
If any child is caught cheating, they will be executed. Excused. Will be excused.
And our criteria for approval may be considered mysterious.
Mr. Benedict, we have our team. Hello?
I'm the aforementioned Mr. Benedict. You all possess a quality that is lacking in our society. Raina, your intuitive understanding of human nature. Sticky, your reservoir of knowledge. Constance, your defiance of conventional thought patterns. Kate, your uncanny feel for how things go together. What is it that you all have in common?
I see fear and bad fashion. You're very unpleasant.
Okay.
What? This looks great. Kristen Shaw's in this?
Yeah,
I'm into that.
Tony Hale is Mr. Benedict, which I didn't recognize him at all because all I can think is his character from Arrested Development.
Yeah. Wow. That's him in the holy cow with the curly hair and
Yes, with the curly hair and the beard.
Yeah, total transformation.
All right, so
Buster Bluth.
So this is called the Mysterious Benedict Society. There, like I said, there's only 2 episodes out so far. There's 8. They're almost an hour long, so it's like a little mini movie. And it's about 4 gifted orphans that are recruited by Mr. Benedict to go on a secret mission. So there's this thing that's happening in the world called the emergency. And nobody's at the wheel, and everybody's afraid, and everybody is scared, and things are happening. And what I love about this show is that for kids in the world today, everything's a little scary, right? So I feel like this is a show that helps kids have and create critical thinking, which is a very hard skill to learn. So I love it. I absolutely love it. And that's what these 4 kids are doing. They all have their gift in how they view. And so the first episode is them taking this test. And how they pass the test is really awesome. And I just highly recommend it. Even for kids. I mean, if you don't have kids, I still think it's a great show.
Yeah, it looks like fun. It looks funny, and I really like. I like that cast. These kids all look like they're decent actors. One of these kids' name is this Renee Muldoon character is played by Mystic. His name is Mystic Inshu. That's a cool name.
Yeah. So he's like the main kid, Raynard, and he's an orphan. I mean, you find the kids come together, and you get their backstory. You also heard in that clip where she's like, "You will be executed." That was Kristen. That Shaw.
Kristen
She's,
Shaw. Kristen Shaw.
She's from Shaw.
Yeah, she's Louise on Bob's Burgers. She's on.
Yes. So
Yeah.
Mateo recognized her
Last
voice. He
Man on
goes,
Earth and-
"Where do I know that voice? Where do I know that voice?"
Fly to the Concords, all that. Yeah, she's amazing. I love her in everything. There's nothing she can't do. I liked her when she toward the end of the Daily Show before Jon Stewart left. She used to do a segment. And I used to love that segment.
Right.
I
So
know
good.
her from Fly of the Concords. That's how I was introduced to her.
Yeah, same. That's how I think
she was
the world
in Gravity
was.
Falls. She just has a great voice. She's wonderful in this.
I think one of her
I wish there were
earliest
more
things was
episodes
that.
out.
What was the
But,
first thing she ever did? Hold on. Flight of the Concords would have been pretty early in her career.
Yeah.
That's later than I thought. Let's see. Yeah,
so the
2007.
kids
so, yeah.
are put on a mission to find out who is creating the emergency. And so there's like stealthiness and figuring out things. And it's just a wonderful show. Watch it. It's great.
I'm down. This looks great. I'm totally going to watch this. It reminds me of like I don't know, it was one of those lemony snickety things, or even like we were just talking, like the Charlie and Chocolate Factory kind of vibe to it, just a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah.
Which I'm into. All right. I will
Kind
definitely
of
check that
in
out.
context with what is happening in the world today. There's a lot of on the nose kind of stuff.
Tally in the chat says, saw Shawl from The Daily Show, never saw Flight of the Conchord. You are missing out.
Please
so
watch
good.
Fly the Concords. It's so
And
wonderful.
what's great is you can get through them so quick because there's only 3 seasons, 6 episodes each or something.
Super short. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
amazing. They're amazing.
You
So
can
good.
find them on HBO. If you
Yeah.
have HBO,
Yeah.
2 seasons of Fly the Concords.
Yeah, you should do it. Also,
Business time.
it also says
Brit-
on Twitter here, on IMDb, Bob's Burgers, the movie, Louise Belcher, in post-production. It's in
Oh, really?
post-production. That means they're going to finally be done with this thing, and I couldn't be more excited because I love me some Bob's Burgers. All right. Anyway, sorry. Your next recommendal.
No, that's okay.
Oh, that's all you've got. Oh, okay. Oh, go ahead.
So since we're talking about Fly the Concords, Jermaine Clement, who's part of the duo, I bought a video game solely on the fact that he did the voiceover for the trailer.
For the trailer? Wow. What was it?
It's the new Dungeons and Dragons video game.
Which one?
Dark
Alliance. You shouldn't. I think it's
Yes.
on Game Pass. You can get it for free. You should have got.
I don't have Game Pass.
Oh, I thought you
I don't
had
have an
Game Pass.
Xbox.
Oh, well, you have PC, don't you? Just do the Game Pass. It's right there.
I bought it. It's done.
Yeah, but $9 and you'd have it. And it's
solely,
not a good game. It's a bad game. It's kind of a bad game.
If I had someone to play with, I actually enjoy it.
Oh well, it's I've never nothing this year has reviewed more poorly than that game. But I take your word for it. I take your word for it. I do.
But I bought the game solely because Jermaine Clement voiced the trailer of the game. If you go in to the little, how they put the trailer up, just watch it. It's awesome.
Yeah. But also,
right,
also just so you know, in the future, you don't need a Xbox for Game Pass. $9 on your PC. You got all the Game Pass
I
games.
don't play my PC very much.
Oh.
I prefer my console.
Oh, well, if you're on PlayStation, then
I'm
there
still
you
on a
go.
PS4, okay?
Yeah, no, it's totally fine. It's all good. Enjoy what you got. That's all I'm saying.
Don't make me upgrade.
It's all good. All right, back to
here's my second one.
Right.
It's on Hulu. It's a game show. It's kind of awful, but I can't stop watching it.
Oh, this sounds like it's going to be my jam.
Yeah, Brian, like this. You like a good game show. Here we go.
I do. I like a bad game show.
That's true.
Bachelors, if you're still stumped, don't worry. You're in.
Oh, God.
Michael Bolton is about to sing a song full of clues about our mystery celebrity. And celebrity, you're in luck because Michael Bolton's about to sing a song full of clues about you.
Honestly, I'm so excited for this.
Me too.
Oh, my Lord. I hate it already the way it's edited.
Yeah.
Oh, Michael Bolton.
It must have been cold there in your shadow.
I'm gonna get in trouble for that one. So what's the what's the deal here?
Celebrity dating game.
This is it. This is celebrity dating game.
Oh wow.
This is the episode with Nicole Byer, which I love Nicole Byer from Nailed It on Netflix. It's awful. It's
It really is.
awful.
Yeah.
It's so awful, but I still stayed up late watching it, going, why am I still awake watching this?
Okay, so you watched that first episode.
Yeah.
Who was the first?
The
was it Nicole
Bachelorette girl.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you watch the guy, the Bachelor #1, and
He was
his
sweating. His
his
pits
increasing sweating pits that were like soaking his shirt? Yeah.
Gross.
And then they would do cuts. So you could tell that they were piecing this together. And it's sweaty pits. It's not sweaty. It's sweaty.
Right.
Sweaty.
Oh my God. It was like I started watching it just while I was cooking lunch or something. And I said, "Oh my God, Tina has to see this." So I paused it so that the two of us could watch it, just because this guy was so awkward and is like, "Oh, what would we do if we went on a first date? Arts and crafts, sweat, 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 sweat."
It just grew as he went. That's gross.
It is
so hold on a
so
second. Is this
cringy.
hosted by her and Michael Bolton? He's always there.
It's Zooey Deschanel as the main host.
Yeah.
And then you have Michael Bolton to the side. Every time they go to him, he just looks like, why am I here? What am I doing?
What else is he gonna do?
With the audience wondering, what the hell is Michael Bolton doing there? And he clearly feels the same way.
Let me tell you what song actually slaps that he does though. Okay, the song I actually get into, and I'm happy to hear it anytime. It's that weird thing he did with Lost
Lonely
Island, where they singing
Yes.
about
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow and the Tortuga thing. I could listen to that anytime. I think that is a great song. I challenge anyone. I don't care if you come. Don't come at me is what I'm saying, because it's great.
Right.
Anyway,
Oh,
so
yeah.
recommended, or what are you saying? Is this good?
I mean, if you're looking, so episode 3, these are the celebrities that have been on it so far. So you had
With
Hannah
quotes.
Brown, who was the Bachelorette, Nicole Byer, Carson Kressley from
The first Queer Eye.
Iggy Azalea,
Iggy
Tay
Azalea,
Diggs,
sweet.
Demi Burnett. Those are
Okay.
the ones that have
Iggy
been on it so
Azalea. I
far.
wondered
Wait,
when she
who
was-
are the last two names you said?
Iggy Azalea
Sorry.
or
After
Demi Burnett.
Yeah, don't know who Demi
That's
Burnett
the
is.
thing. These are celebrities that I don't really know.
Yeah, because that's how this stuff goes. Like celebrity, what was it back in the day, Brian? Battle of the Network Stars or whatever. It's always been like this.
Right. It was A-listers for the TV show. You had your Lee Majors, and you had Charles Bronson, and Danny DeVito going up against.
Wait a minute. Did
was like
Charles
the-
Bronson and Danny
No,
DeVito
no, Charles
ever?
Bronson. It was
Okay.
just the name I probably was Charles Nelson Riley. I just couldn't come up with a name, but they were it was more prominent celebrities than.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put in the chat here. This is what Michael Bolton looks like all the time.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh yeah, just I was a little like a confused.
He just looks
He's just
so
confused, man.
Poor
Yeah.
guy.
Look at him. Look at him. He's
yeah.
so confused.
Can I send it to the chat? Can I put pictures in the chat?
Yeah. Well, you can
Yes, you can
link
put a
them.
link. Yeah.
You can link them.
Yeah. No, it's a link to my computer.
Oh well, then it won't work because you can't.
Unless it's a
Can't
link to your
upload it.
Dropbox or something, but yeah.
Yeah, you can't just have it.
Go look at it.
Yeah, I'm showing the chat
it's,
right now. They can see it. I put it up on screen.
It's
rough business.
It's wonderfully awful.
Yeah.
I mean, because they realize they can't really do the dating game anymore. Nobody cares. So let's add celebrity in it and see what happens. I feel like there's a lot of these game shows that are injecting celebrity in it and trying to bring it back.
Quote unquote celebrity. Quote unquote.
And Zooey Deschanel, I love her, but boy, does she feel awkward in this.
Right. Why is she doing
She's
this?
slumming it, man. She doesn't need this. I don't get it at all. She doesn't need this at all. She could do a billion other things. She doesn't need to be doing this.
Yeah.
But whatever. That
Give
seems
it a
like-
watch. Have a laugh. It's stupid. But yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and not the quirky awkward that she thrives on, that she does really well on. It's like, well, we'll be back after this message. It's like she's like hamming it up, trying to do a dance and stuff. It's like, it's so
are they
awkward.
trying to be? This is my question. Is it intentionally trying to be kind of weird and goofy about it, or are they playing it straight? Because it feels like they're playing it straight, and that's where the problem is for me.
They're being goofy about it. The hosts are being goofy about it. Even the celebrity, quote unquote, is being goofy about it. But the bachelors slash bachelorettes are
They're nervous.
They're nervous and they're playing it for reals. Like they're invested in this.
And
Hence the flop sweat.
Well, and I wonder, it's like, where are they going on this date? Like, what? I want to know what happens after.
Right.
Like,
Right.
does it really happen, or is this just TV magic?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. Like,
going
cut
on a
out some of
date.
the weird awkwardness and put in like, here's video of them going to the Palm restaurant for dinner, and it's really weird and awkward.
Yep.
Or they just send them to the craft table and say, "There's your date."
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
Real weird.
And
But
the
watch it.
celebrity better be paying too, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
All I'm saying is that it looks like trash, so maybe people should watch it. So watch it.
Oh,
Give it a
Joey
watch.
Lawrence is going to be a future bachelor on there.
Weird. I can't imagine what. I mean, he's such a busy dude with all the stuff he's got going on. Weird.
David Koechner.
He's gonna be going, "Whoa."
Yeah. Whoa. Oh, I like this girl. Whoa.
David Koechner, Margaret Cho, Taye Diggs, Tyson Beckford.
Again.
There was some favors called in for this show as well.
I think so. Yeah. There's no date happening. Oh my God. Chris Kattan is coming up this season.
Great. Chris Kattan, one of the more illustrious post SNL careers.
Right?
Chris
Yes,
Kattan.
exactly.
Yeah.
The mango. You can date the mango.
Very, very good. All right. Well, these are all
There you go.
fine recommendals. Nicole's going to put them on her Twitter account. Nicole Spag, follow her there. We'll retweet it as well. Nicole, anything else you want to say before we go?
Have a wonderful weekend.
We will.
Even though it's Saturday or Wednesday. What day is it?
It's Wednesday, but have a
It's
good
Wednesday,
weekend
yeah.
anyway, because
Saturday,
it's the 4th.
Sunday.
It's 4th of July. Don't burn stuff down. Is the
Technically,
main
it's,
thing.
yeah,
technically
happy
it's
4th.
our weekend.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's America's weekend. We'll see you soon. Bye now. America's weekend. All right. Well, we did that. And now we're going to go. However, I do have to mention a couple of quick things. Number one, I tried out xCloud on iPads, iPhones, Mac, Windows, and a Series X because it came out officially yesterday. And if you already have Game Pass Ultimate, then you already have xCloud. And I have to say, a little shocked at how well it ran. It was kind of awesome. Basically, I synced a controller, just happened to be an Xbox One controller, but you can use anything. Synced this to my Mac, played it through a browser, and somehow I was playing Dirt 5 on a browser. And
cool.
with very little latency, and that was mostly the Bluetooth latency I was dealing with. Played it from my phone, played it from my iPad, both of those on Wi-Fi. No issues, no glitches, no lag, no nothing. I was blown away by it. So, and that's the other thing, is I picked these games up right where I left off last time I played them on the proper console. So
that's really
all that
cool.
stuff's
Wow,
synced
awesome.
across the business, man. It's pretty rad. And they were already beta testing this on Android and some other stuff, so others already knew, but I hadn't had a chance to mess with it, and I did, and I thought it was great. So more coverage on that on the various game shows that we do here on the network, so watch for that. Also, one quick email from Gabe, who wrote in, says, important Hitler information. Dear Scott, and as well as Brian, he says. That's a weird way to say that. Dear Scott, as well as Brian. On Monday's episode, this is last Monday, previous Monday, you mentioned killing Hitler with Nutella. While I don't consider this offensive, I thought it prudent to point out that Hitler killed himself. Therefore, talking about killing Hitler technically, in a very specific way, makes you just as bad as Hitler. Like, quite literally, Hitler killed himself. So if we say, well, I would kill baby Hitler, that means you are as bad as Hitler because that's his point.
Yeah.
I
I disagree, but I like his point.
Yeah, he says,
But
of
I see what
course,
he's saying.
in all the important ways, you are nothing like Hitler. And I would posit that the best thing about Hitler is that he killed Hitler. Like, pretty horrific if you think about it. Or heroic rather. Heroic, not horrific. Really changed the world for the better. I mean, Hitler was terrible, but credit where credit is due. Okay, love you guys. Bye, says Gabe. Well, Gabe, I appreciate the thought. Our conversation did spark a lot of emails back and forth about, baby Hitler killing and all that.
Gotcha.
I don't really have a... Here's... Okay, I got a bottom line for you. If somebody said, Scott, you can go back in time and there'll be baby Hitler there, and you're guaranteed to know that if you don't destroy baby Hitler, that he will become full Hitler and 6 million plus people will die, a world war will happen, blah, 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 like all that.
Yeah.
So you
Full
have
Hitler.
to... Yeah, because he's Hitler. And the idea has always been, well, I can't kill a baby because he hadn't done anything yet. But if somebody said it's a guarantee he will do all those things,
yeah,
I don't know. I'd be tempted. Be tempted to,
it would be difficult as hell. I don't know how you do it, but I'd feel compelled to do it.
Yeah, I'd have to know though that there's no chance this timeline couldn't have something else happen.
Right, that you couldn't do one more change that would affect. Do you kill his parents and save the baby? But they don't kind of raise him in a way that makes him hateful and
yeah. And maybe I don't have to kill anybody. Maybe I just kidnap him and dump him at the doorstep of somewhere else, and he just has a different life. You know what I mean?
Right,
like
exactly.
Maybe there's another way to deter the Hitlerism thing. And then there's always the issue of, well, if you don't kill that Hitler, another will take his place because that's where society was and that's where world culture was, and we were just there anyway. So if it wasn't Hitler, it would be Hitler second.
Do you pluck baby Hitler out of Germany and drop him into an orphanage in Atlanta, Georgia, and change the timeline that way?
Yeah, then he just grows up loving peaches.
He's raised by different parents, and
he just loves a peach. He likes REM.
I don't know why he really wants to have that weird mustache, but okay,
yeah,
fine.
let him have it. But he ends up spending his whole life on a peach farm. Growing. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with peaches, and it's the peach state, right? They got all the peaches there. Isn't that their deal?
Yeah, Georgia is the peach state. Yes.
Yeah, their logo at the end of every Marvel movie, big old peach going. Thanks to the freaking people of Georgia for letting us film all our shit there.
Okay, move him to Canada. There you go. Move him to Canada.
Yeah,
people are
Canadian
saying
Hitler.
no, because if you move him to Atlanta, he's going to become a Klansman. Well, again, I think it's in how you get raised, but let's put him up in Canada. He'll be raised by a nice Newfoundland couple, and then there you go.
Yeah, but I'd even take Klansmen. The Klansmen can only go so far. Hitler went all the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think the Klansman's gonna. The Klansman was never destined to try to take over the world. So I don't know. The point is,
would you kill baby David Duke? This is really getting dark, but
no. But I might walk up to current
Happy
David.
4th of July, everybody!
I think I'd walk up to current David Duke and backhand him. I'd do that. See what he do.
Can I use that? Those little portal doors to just, or the Nightcrawler bam thing to just keep whacking David Duke in different parts of his head before he can react.
Yeah, bamf behind him, whack, bamf out, bamf back in the front,
exactly.
bam. Oh yeah, totally, I'd do that. If I was invisible, if I had the power of invisibility, I'd totally pop him one, no problem.
Yeah.
I wouldn't kill him. I'd just knock him on the head real hard.
Right. Fine with that.
And have him be really confused about where it came from. Oh, you know what I'd do? Exactly. If I was invisible, I would wreak havoc on his life to make him think that God or a ghost or anything was trying to tell him to quit being a racist piece of shit.
Oh, see, that would be the ideal invisibility goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just correct the people that would be influenced by a higher power telling them to quit being such a-holes.
That's right. Now, if you like this thought experiment, want to submit your own, you can. It's themorningstream@gmail.com.
Send your hate email about what we just talked about to...
Sure. If you want to, you can. Big thanks to everybody who supports us on our Patreon. It is the fuel that runs this car. So thank you to everybody who contributes. And if you don't, consider it. It's over at patreon.com/TMS. For all else, frogpants.com/TMS. We now leave you with a song, but Brian has to tell you what it is. I don't know it.
Yeah, this one is from Barry. Barry, he says, hi, Scott and Brian. Thank you so much for the never-ending laughs, engaging podcast, and great community you've created. We look forward to our next real group hug with the Tadpole. This Tuesday, the 29th, Barry Ann and Bobby will celebrate their 30th anniversary together. What started out as a phone call on a landline has become 30 years of sheer bliss. Between Scott and Kim, Brian and Tina, and Barry and Bobby Ann, we have nearly 90 years of love, respect, and friendship together.
What?
He's
That's a weird way of looking at it. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adding up all of our stuff there. Take that, Generation Z. Anyway, happy to have Brian make the call on the song. He is, after all, the master. I know. Barry and Bobby Ann just got back from Detroit, so welcome back. Hope you had fun in Detroit. Hope it was a good trip. Mm-hmm. He says, use my discretion. Well, I'm going to use my discretion. This is something brand new that is so good. This one came out as a single released from the Social Dilemma, that Netflix documentary about social media and how it's destroying all of us piece by piece. This is a cover of the song originally by Screamin' Jay Hawkins, I Put a Spell on You. This is performed by Brandi Carlile and Renee Elise Goldberry. Here is I Put a Spell on You.
Programming note. This is the final show of the week. There will be no show tomorrow or Friday for PM because I am going to a family reunion. It's actually here in town, but that's where I'll be. And we will not be here as a result. So there will be shows Monday. We're back to normal, all that, but don't look for Film Sack or TMS this weekend. Sorry. Summer happens. This is what happens.
Yep.
Okay?
Summer happens.
We try to limit it as best we can, but this is what happens. So anyway,
every year we try and stop it, but it still keeps happening.
Doesn't matter. I guess 2020 we were a little less. It was a little less stretched, but things are getting weird. Anyway, don't get that Delta variant, and we'll see you guys on Monday. Be safe. We'll see you then. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
Pink Panther with an erection.
Oh!
Is that Bo?
I don't know who that was. I don't know what to make of that. Except gross. Nobody wants a Pink Panther with an erection. The second movie is the best movie, by the way.